Okay, picture this scenario for a second. You're light years away, part of some alien civilization, right?
Way out there, orbiting a distant star.
Exactly. And you intercept these weird digital signals coming from Earth.
Mm-hmm.
You've got absolutely no frame of reference for our languages, our politics, even our basic biology, squishy things.
Totally alien.
But what if somehow, buried in that data, you recognize the patterns,
Yeah.
the unmistakable logic of Bitcoin? Okay, let's unpack this idea.
Yeah, that's really the heart of what we're exploring today, isn't it? This concept of Bitcoin, maybe not primarily as money, but as a system of, well, mathematical truth.
Mathematical truth.
Think about it. The cryptography, it uses SHA-256 hashing, those elliptical curve signatures. They're all based on pure mathematics.
Right, stuff that just is.
Exactly. It's not cultural. It's not subjective. It's like, the laws of physics.
Yeah.
Universal.
So an alien intelligence could, verify a transaction?
Potentially, yes. They could check the math, the integrity of the ledger, using only computation. No need to understand human economics or why we value gold or anything.
Wow. Okay, so that frames our mission for this deep dive then. We're exploring why Bitcoin's whole structure, this elegance of consensus without trust.
Just on those verifiable proofs, yeah.
And its permissionless nature, meaning you just need energy and computation, right?
Which are presumably universal constants.
Why that might just make it the first truly interstellar monetary system. Or maybe something more. Imagine them validating a block just by running the same math.
It's a compelling thought.
So if it's potentially this universal language,
Yeah.
how would another species, totally different from us, actually read it? What are the bits that really transcend biology and culture?
Well, fundamentally, it comes back to that underlying math. Take hashing, SHA-256, for example.
Right.
It's just a specific function. Input A always produces output B. Any intelligence, anywhere, provided they're, computationally capable, could take the data from a Bitcoin block, run that exact same function, and get the exact same output. They could verify its integrity themselves.
So there's no room for interpretation, no cultural spin.
None. It's just .math, a verifiable fact. Same goes for public key cryptography. You can mathematically prove a signature is valid without knowing the secret key.
So it's like discovering pi, or that 2 + 2 = 4. Doesn't matter who or what you are, the answer's the same.
Precisely. It's like a shared scientific constant, not a spoken language. An agreement on how numbers work.
Okay, the math is universal.
Yeah.
Got it. But what about the thing that gives Bitcoin its value, at least in our context? Proof of work. Does that translate across the cosmos?
I think it does, fundamentally. Proof of work stripped down is about spending energy to solve a puzzle.
Right. Burning electricity.
And energy is universal. Every civilization, biological or, silicon-based, whatever, they all operate under thermodynamics. They grasp the concept of expending energy to create a verifiable, irreversible cost.
So the value isn't dollars, it's energy units. Joules, maybe?
Exactly. That could be the universal measure. And that makes it truly permissionless on a cosmic scale. You don't need Earth history or a central bank. You just need compute power and energy.
Okay, that opens things up. If it's about universal energy and math, could aliens use this for, more than just exchanging value or money? What would you even exchange across light years?
Well, yeah, it probably moves beyond just currency. Think bigger. Imagine it as a universal, immutable ledger. A record of verifiable truth.
Like what?
Maybe transparent resource tracking across star systems, or an incorruptible database for interstellar treaties, a galactic historical record nobody could tamper with,
Wow.
or even verifying scientific discoveries across vast distances. It becomes this base layer for coordination and trust without needing to trust any one entity.
That's a pretty wild thought, our little Bitcoin reaching out like that. But let's flip it.
Okay.
What if this whole idea isn't unique to us? What if some advanced alien civilizations, maybe millennia ago, faced similar coordination problems and came up with something like Bitcoin independently?
Now that gets really interesting, doesn't it? Because that ties into potential universal patterns of civilization development.
How so?
Well, the thinking goes something like this. Complex life emerges, develops language, then maybe trade, then systems to account for that trade.
Ledgers.
And eventually, as things get more complex, maybe they inevitably hit the need for a method of decentralized, verifiable exchange. Something borderless, planetless even.
So Bitcoin, or something very much like it, might not be a weird human invention.
but almost an inevitable stage. A discovery any sufficiently advanced civilization might make when trying to manage value and information without a central point of failure. It's a possibility.
So what does this all mean for us thinking about it right now? We often frame Bitcoin as being for the unbanked, right? Helping people here on Earth.
That's major narrative.
But maybe one day, it's also for the unearthed. It forces you to zoom way, way out.
It absolutely does. This kind of deep dive, looking at it through this lens, it shows Bitcoin as potentially much more than just digital currency. It's almost like a conversation.
A conversation.
Yeah, between humans, between our machines, and just maybe, perhaps eventually, a conversation with the stars. It suggests some truth, some solutions, might really be universal, something to ponder anyway.